I'm going to go with this one here. The 996 work schedule could be coming to your workplace soon. What is 996? Let me tell you what 996 means. The 996 isn't the old Porsche where we just talked about Porsche. We're not talking about that Porsche. The 996 is working 9 to 9, 6 days a week.
Damn.
Some people are worried that's coming to a city near you, okay? So let's read this great story here. AI startups are adopting the 996 work schedule where employees work 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, to outpace Chinese rivals in the AI race. But Tekender Pamar, writing in The Ink, warns that this grueling schedule could hurt instead of help productivity. Rob, please find out who this person is. Tekendra Parmar, another journalist that wants to tell us how to build businesses while he uses Apple iPhone, ran by 2 founders. That 7 is how they work. Experts call this culture corporate abuse, with Caitlin Collins, organizational psychologist and program strategy director at BetterWorks, stating the notion that working 9 to 9, 6 days a week drives innovation is deeply misleading. As research shows, sustained overwork leads to burnout, cognitive fatigue, and disengagement. A British study indicates employees working over 11-hour days are 67% more likely to have a heart attack, and over 54 hours a week increases the risk of karoshi, the Japanese term for death from overwork. Oh, wow. My God. All these things are adding. Tom, what are your thoughts on the story here?
First of all, they're conflating 2 things that they don't understand. And I will say that by the right, I don't know this.
Wait, this is the person? We're supposed to take it. So what has this guy done?
Lady? That's what my hair looks like in the morning.
No.
That's
let me.
in the morning.
True.
What has this person done? What have they built? I want to know what this guy's built. If he's built companies and sold them, I'm going to give him so much respect.
He says he's worked at 7 magazines. I'm
an editor who's worked at these places. Was Business Insider's tech feature editor where I commissioned deeply. I'm currently an editorial consultant available to advise. I'm also available for select writing projects for Nation, Fortune Business. So a writer, a journalist, talking to doers of what to do. Yep. Makes a lot of sense. Go ahead, Tom. Tell us.
So I don't know this gentleman at all, and so I'm not judging him personally.
I'm going to judge him. You don't need to.
But but I can judge his written word. And his written
I'm going to keep judging him, though. I'm just telling you.
His
Judgment's
written
not
word
going away here.
is actually, although I'm a fan of his haircut, and I once fell in love with someone that had a haircut like that.
Matter of fact, guys,
I love this.
he's here.
What was his name? My God.
He is here sitting right next to me. He is officially here.
I love it.
Oh, my God. He's in the house. Hang on a second.
Look at this guy.
This is called
6,
incredible
6, 9,
technology.
Whatever the hell it is.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't
Vinny.
work 9. What the hell are you guys talking about? I'm a
Vinny,
writer.
You look amazing.
Thank you. I'm a podcaster. What are you guys talking about? I don't even know what
So now I'm going to narrow up.
They're cousins.
After that levity,
Sorry, Tom,
let me
narrow
up the answer after this point of levity, which I enjoyed.
You're about
this
to
writer.
Get to the point, Tom.
This writer,
What is
Tom, get to the point. So there are part-timers, there are full-timers, there are all-the-timers. And all-the-timers are usually entrepreneurs that are operating with passion. People that have a JOB often don't understand the all-the-timers. And the all-the-timers, what we're talking about here, is 996. It's not 996. It's 24/7 because you're living, you're breathing it. And that's what it's all about. And there are people that want to win, that want to conquer. They want to be the black swan. That's the 996 work culture. It's not an enforced culture. It's not a labor camp. If you don't want that, you have the freedom to go work somewhere else. Now, when they're talking about the Japanese karoshi, they're mostly talking about, you can go look at it from the 80s and 90s, where there was overwork and there was a Japanese culture that was enforced of overwork, and guys were having heart attacks at their desk. Yes, that happened. But this over here, what we're talking about, 996, no, these are people with passion building new companies that say, I want to be the black swan, and I'm willing to pay the price to be the black swan because I need to be sharper, better, more informed, more ahead, and more paranoid in the words of Andy Grove to get there.
I stand corrected then. I'm for him then.
I don't understand.
You changed my mind.
Tom, how can you stand there and deliver a impassioned business speech when this guy is looking at your face right
But
next to
listen,
you?
I'm telling you right now, he changed my mind. Now I'm pro. You know what? Get your butts to work.
Because this is commentary, and this is Vinny giving what I call intelligent commentary.
Really?
Even though he looks like Cousin It from the Addams Family.
Okay.
For anybody that remembers that.
Listen, listen. I know we're on a pod. This is a serious thing. Never take advice from anybody that looks like this. Okay, I'm just telling you guys right now. This doesn't know what the hell they're talking. If you're just a writer,
I'm waiting for Pat to weigh in. All the timers, entrepreneurs with passion.
Let me give you an answer here. There is a lady once that said to Arnold, I don't know if you've heard the story or not. She says to Arnold, she says, I would never marry a man like you. She says, don't worry, you never will. Okay? If a man ever looked like you, I would never be with them. He says, don't worry, you never will, because they're not going to look like me. Mm-hmm. If a person wants to build a startup, they don't understand what 996 is. Mm-hmm. The startup guys are not even like, I'm going to work from 9 to 9, 6 days a week. When you go from an element of flirting with something, then being interested in something, then being committed to something, then being obsessed, you can't get somebody that's obsessed to get something out of their mind.
I agree.
My oldest son, Vinny, if you're around him, what is he going to talk about?
Tico?
Yes.
Tico, we're talking about
Space.
Watch this.
We're talking politics.
Yes.
We're talking literally policies, world stuff. We're talking about
movie characters.
Movie characters. He's going to places that are just like, if this character did this, and by the way, his brain is going movies,
obsessed.
Politics, stuff that's happening in the world. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's in a positive way.
So, by the way, don't worry. No one's going to force you to work 9 to 9, 6 days a week. These guys are not going and telling people you better work 9 to 9, 6 days a week. These people are saying, if you're going to be here, we're all the timers, but you're going to get equity, so you're going to own a piece of the company. And if we build this into a multi-billion-dollar company, you're going to get a few $1 million of exit. And that's going to be life-changing money for you. But if you want to go, it's 9 to 9, 6 days a week. No, I don't think that's healthy for you. Don't worry, you're not making that decision. What do you think it's like when you're at war? What do you think happens to the people that are deployed there in Afghanistan? What do you think life looks like in the military when you're going there? What do you think happens there? What do you think happens to people that are, playing sports at the highest level of competitiveness, training, doing all? What do you think coaches do? Football coaches getting up 3 o'clock in the morning to come to the office to look at the plays, to prepare for the training. Maybe players get rest. You think coaches get rest? You think football coaches get rest? I'm with Coach K yesterday, and he's talking about the fact that he got 3 stents in his heart, 2 surgeries on his knees, all this other stuff, won all these championships, won 3 gold medals, one of the greatest college basketball coaches of all time. This guy's an all-the-timer, 70-some years old, up on stage on fire, says, I haven't been in an arena with this many people in front of me for 3 years. He wasn't speaking until 11 o'clock. He was at 8:45 talking to everybody watching all these videos. He didn't have to do that. That's not part of the contract. We didn't pay him for him to be prepared. That's him. That's who he is. If somebody is an all-the-timer, you're not going to change them. And if somebody is lazy, maybe you can get him from a little bit to a 5 or a 6. One of my favorite quotes on my affirmation list that I had is, sometimes on a way to a dream, you get lost and find a bigger one. Ooh. Sometimes on a way to a dream, you get lost and find a bigger one. When something catches your heart, you will never, for the rest of your life, meet a person like that ever again. Never. And with Hart, we're talking about a quote from many years ago that we would constantly talk about. It was, I'm confident in my preparation, humble in victory and loss, cocky in my predictions. Let me say that one more time. I'm confident in my preparation, humble in victory or loss, and cocky with my predictions. You know whose quote that is? Conor McGregor. Back in the days when he was confident in preparation, humble in victory and loss, and then cocky in prediction. That was him when nobody wanted to face him. Back in the days when he was training and taking it seriously. I'd love for him to do that again because I'd love to see him fight at the White House next year against Chandler. That'd be a great fight to watch. But nobody goes and builds an Apple company because somebody told them to build a $3-4 trillion company, Steve, you guys got to work 9 to 9, 6 days a week. They're like, what? We're not working 9 to 9. We're working all day, 7 days a week for 5-10 years because we want to kill everybody. We want to compete. They don't read an article like this from some guy like this with a beautiful hairdo and say, I'm going to go out there and do that. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, so, some people are just allergic to hard work. Some people in America are just allergic to work. We had a conversation at breakfast yesterday, and I said, Pat, you talked about responsibilities and what it takes to be a man. I said, Pat, I don't know anybody that works as hard as you. I just don't. And then I asked you, how many people do you know, like actual names, that work as hard as you. And there weren't many names that came to mind. Obviously, there's billionaires that have built ridiculous companies that you're not necessarily friends with or in touch with. But Tom said, so there's part-timers, there's full-timers, there's all-the-timers, and then there's just what I would classify as obsessed. I'd put you in that obsessed category. How do you get to that category? You weren't always obsessed, were you? Hey, how you doing?
I got Tom sitting.
Okay.
Was I always
Were
obsessed?
you always obsessed?
No. I was not always obsessed with something like this. So you're never going to meet that next version of you until something catches your heart and it's like a flame. Boom. Woof. I can't get it out of me. I got obsessed with politics very early on in 08, 09 when I went to a speech with George Will, but I held it back on creating content and talking about it. I just wanted to talk business. And then COVID happened and I saw what was going on with some of the stuff they were pushing. I'm like, I can't stop. I'm going to start talking about it. And everybody told me you're making a mistake because you haven't sold your insurance company yet. And half your company people are not Republicans. They're not conservatives. They're not capitalists. Be very careful. I'm like, I'm at the time, libertarian, capitalist, pro-family. These were my values. But I don't, our company was 24% African-American, 54% Hispanic. You can't talk about this. I said, I'm going to talk about that stuff. Why? It was obsessed. I was not going to let kids, convincing parents that puberty blockers for 9-year-olds is a good thing.
Sure.
That all these things, hey, take the vaccine, whatever. Why can't I do investigation and take my time? You better take it. Why? Why are you in such a hurry? Let me take my time. Let me do some. No, you got to. No, I don't got to. I want to do a little research. No, you can't. Strike. Strike this, strike that. Everything was. So until you get to that point where somebody pisses you off, where you finally are like, I'm not going to live this life. It's not going to change. Or a dream. Something inspires you. We're kind of like, I think I can do X, Y, Z. I feel like we're on our way to do something big with a group that I'm a part of. It's a very magical feeling. When you have it, you know it. You can only explain it to other people who have had it before. Every year, folks, there's threats. When you're in business, when you're building your business, whatever you're doing. This year, we are releasing our annual Top 20 Threat Report coming up at a free webinar on August 19th, 6 p.m. with a white paper that will be given to everybody. These are threats that we personally go through ourselves. We now have grown our business the last couple of years from 20 employees, 30 employees to now 164 full-time employees. This is not ICs. This is not independent contractors. I'm talking that's on the Valuetainment side. And then on the PHP side, we're dealing with a complete different threats. So we're simply taking all of those threats and we're sharing it with you to be ready with it. Some of it is evergreen threats. Some of it is emerging green. Some of it is black swan threats. But it's things that you need to know about. So if you haven't yet registered for this, I think I'm saying this for the first time today, but maybe you've seen some of the ads other places. Go to vtwebinar.com. Again, vtwebinar.com. Sign up for it. Anybody that's on there at the end of it, we will give the white paper of the 20 threats to all of you. You can go to vtwebinar.com, register for it, and we'll share it with you. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.